Hello and welcome to Wisdom Hour on the 30th of April. Tomorrow is the first day of May and that means summer's coming. Yes, so I'm delighted to be welcoming that time of year. Definitely, it's all been winter, it feels like, isn't it, over here in Ireland. So today's question that we're going to be muscle testing for says this. I'm just going to read it out. Okay, I'm a 42-year-old female and have a lot of ailments. I get migraine and irritable bowel syndrome. I also get a lot of muscle spasm in my back and joint and bone pain. Can you give me any ideas how to relieve these symptoms? And as I do with all my questions, to save time, I muscle tested a goal for this lady for the session. Okay, so the goal was and is to know how my body is expressing my past. That's what came up for her. So let's see what we get for this, and hopefully she can have a look at it at some point. If you want to find my videos, the easiest way is to go to either YouTube, Kate Kalin, or that's K-A-T-E, Kalin, or to my website, katiekalin.com, K-A-T-I-E, Kalin.com. And there you'll find under blogs, they're listed, or I'm even still trying to sort it out even better for you actually, so you can find things easier. But you'll see these are listed in date order now that I'm doing one a day, okay, on my blog page. Right, folks, so moving right along. So to know how my body is expressing my past, this lady's got lots and lots of different physical ailments. She's suffering a lot from all sorts of pain and loads of stuff anyway, okay. Muscle spasm, migraine, irritable bowel, back pain, joint pain, bone pain. She's got, poor thing, she sounds in a terrible state, doesn't she? So let's all just send her a little bit of loving kindness towards her way. To know how my body's expressing my past. This goes positive, active, clear, energetic. She's happy for me to come in. Give me a yes, give me a no. Okay, we want to work with 1, 2, 3. Number 2. She wants to work. She wants to resource, respect, or balance daily life, activity, environment, nourishment, language. So we want to balance her language. This is a statement, it's a question. Does she say it out loud? She thinks it. And the question is that you think to yourself, what, why, when, how can I get well if I don't know how to is this child, it's adult. How can I get well if I don't know how to W-A-I-O-W-E, if I don't know how to weather my pain? Is that it? That's the question. How can I get well if I don't know how to weather my pain? Weather meaning to see it come and go like the weather and not get too stuck in it. Okay. And it's saying we have to balance this question, all right? So how are we to balance this? We want to take something out, we want to put something in. How can I get well if I don't know how to weather my pain? So is there an and or an or at the end of this? You want to add something in at the beginning? Oh, it's a how, it's a what, why, when, will. Saying we need to add in, will I be able to weather my pain when I know what is causing it? Saying it's a better question. Will I be able to weather my pain when I know what is causing it? In other words, not get stuck in the pain, but be able to feel it, let it come, let it go. This is a better question because when you are experiencing all these types of ailments, you won't know how to weather them or the pain. And this is because you get overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of symptoms and are not able to see a bigger picture. You can see a bigger picture if you are getting clear or clearer about how your past is feeding into this pain. Question, a statement. It's a statement, an I statement, you statement. Your pain is coming from great emotional gunk, it says, G-U-N-K. Great emotional gunk that is getting all of your physical systems blocked and generally unable to function together correctly. This emotional gunk comes from periods in your life which include present events and childhood events which were not resolved, and teenage events which got stuck as well, and every other event which you got entered into your energy field and couldn't manage at the time. When you couldn't manage, by this we mean you couldn't deal with the issue at the time because either you didn't have enough experience because of your age or enough emotional maturity because of your age, or not enough parental support, once again because of your age, then these events got stuck in you and they won't move or shift their emotional pain until you parent yourself through them. By parenting yourself, we mean you need to give your inner child the support she needs to process these events in a way that make her feel powerful and energized and able to cope, and in a way that develop her skills and her emotional develop her emotional what? Wonderful skill set for coping. As you got older, you got your adult events, no, not mixed up, A, B, C, D, gunk, backed up behind this load of child and teenage gunk. And this is getting you to blame what? Oh, getting you to blame the gunk on your adult past, but not considering your childhood. Question, a statement, I statement, you statement. Your childhood wasn't ideal, and you think it's best not to think about it, and so you don't want to enter into your childhood pain, but it is here that the fundamental damage was done, and here that the fundamental healing must take place. When you work with your inner child, you do it in the present tense, which means you don't have to go back into all of the old pain and place yourself in that vulnerable position again. Instead, we bring the child into the now as a sort of separate part of yourself, only so that you can work with it. Of course, your inner child and every single part of your history is going to come with you at all times in your life. This is because your subconscious records every moment and every second and hour and day and every experience of your life. The subconscious also runs all of your organs and gets your breathing to carry on and keeps your heart beating, and so on. They are completely intertwined. These two great parts of your life entwine, engage, enter your subconscious and reside there. This means that every emotional event in your life which made you detach so that you could cope or get on with being a child, every time you did this, the emotional content was laid down in your subconscious, and there it stayed to influence your body and to influence how you perceived yourself and the world that you live in. This profound effect of suppressed emotional content from childhood entwines with your physical body and affects your energy flow in your body and affects the rhythms in your body. For example, you talk about IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and when this comes on, your digestive system's rhythm is not working properly. When working properly, there is a great pattern of movement that happens right from when you get ready to eat. Your salivary glands start to produce more saliva, and your stomach starts to secrete more acid, and every part of your digestive system works in tandem to create a pulsing and pushing motion that takes your food through and allows you to digest and process your food so that you get life force and energy from it, and of course then process the waste as well and eradicate it through feces and urine. When this is interrupted, it can get out of kilter at any point along the way or in many points. So you may have a dry mouth and your stomach may not produce enough acid, and your intestines won't move the food through properly, and your bowel becomes constipated, or you have diarrhea because it is spasming too quickly instead of a gentle movement that pulses through the colon. That is just one example, but every suppressed emotion affects your physical system. When these suppressed emotions are processed. They don't create this load on your system through your nervous system. Your nervous system involves your brain and your spine and all of your nerves, which reach out from the spine around to every single place in the body. Your nerve endings are in all of your muscles, and these impulses get relayed back and forth. When there is interference from suppressed emotional content, your nervous system is interfered with, and as an other example, your muscles can't work together in tandem properly, or they are overloaded with energy, or they don't get enough energy. And so you can have a situation of spasm in the muscles through over energy, or extreme tiredness in the muscles from not enough energy. Everything in the body works in a state of balance. And when we get rid of the blocks to this, the body has a fantastic capacity to heal itself and normalize its functions. Your migraines aren't true migraines. By this we mean they aren't the type of classic migraine that make you sensitive to light or want to throw up. We don't say this to diminish your expression of your pain. Of course your pain is real, but we make this distinction for a good reason. Your headaches are coming from a source of great emotional pain, and a true migraine doesn't come from this. A true migraine is normally what? A true migraine is normally practical understanding, is it? No, PR. True migraine is normally producing great discomfort in other parts of the body as well. And its source is normally one of what is it? Normally one of overstimulation or a constriction in the blood vessels when there is stimulation, and so this causes great pain. In other words, every time a person gets a true migraine, they get overstimulated in some way, and this overstimulation creates an imbalance between their blood flow and the size of their blood vessels, and this creates great strain, and this pain delivers messages to other parts of the body to try and give the message that what? The message that, whatever that, WHWEIO. Oh, that this overstimulation needs to be calmed down. So it may be some food that is causing this overstimulation, or something else the body is reacting to, or great worry, or too much hard focus and concentration, or anything like that. But in your case, correct us if we're wrong, it is not a true migraine, because the pain is held only in the head, and it gets better if you what? And it gets better if you get focused or enthusiastic about something. So this is a completely different type of headache. But the pain is great, and you don't know what is causing it, and so you think it's a migraine. Like most symptoms that people have, they like to find a cause, and if no cause seems to be apparent, you and others will often attribute the symptoms to something you have read or general knowledge that is out there on the internet, or what you've heard from other people. This is natural, because when we don't know what is causing our pain, the fear of the unknown makes us feel even worse. And so it is natural to look around and give it a cause, even though when you give it your what? When you give it your practical understanding and a label, it often prevents you from looking further for the correct cause. Okay. Hello, Louise. Hi, Gary. So what else about this? Anything else we can tell? How's the time? Oh, okay. So it's a question, a statement, an I statement, a you statement. You are experiencing a classic state of build-up in your system, and when you find an outlet for your repressed emotions, you will find that your symptoms will calm down. To this end, we recommend that you take up a hobby. It can be one of the arts. For example, it could be drawing, writing, painting, or making things with your hands, or anything that helps you to express yourself. When you do this hobby, to get the most therapeutic help from it, begin by putting an intention in for your work. For example, it is my hip speaking and my pain in my joint when I draw this picture. Write something like this down to focus you on the pain and allow it to express itself through what you draw or paint or write or dance or make or whatever it is you choose to do as an expressive outlet. Try to do something like this each day for at least 20 minutes, preferably 30, and keep your goal in mind of allowing your body to speak through whatever comes out onto the paper or in your dance or great great visions or colours or anything that you experience while you are doing it. Allow yourself to be receptive to the things that pop up into your mind while doing this exercise, and allow these things to once again be expressed through whatever you are doing. It is helpful to use both hands if you are drawing, painting, or writing for this exercise, because your non-dominant hand gets messages from your subconscious and gets to express them. So please don't think this is about making a beautiful picture or a glorious dance or anything like that. This is therapy, which means that your pictures may to you appear ugly or greatly painful to look at. But this expression is so good for you, and it enables your energy to start flowing again in a more balanced way, which will allow your wonderful system to self-regulate. You do have much pain, and the physical pain is an expression of your emotional suppressed pain. Question, statement. It would be better for you to express the emotional pain and thereby allow your system to stop pleading for expression. Whew, okay. Geez, I know just from doing my own work over the years, I did a hell of a lot of studies and stuff into all sorts of things really, psychotherapy, my child stuff, all sorts of things actually, loads of stuff. But you know what? It was only, I have to confess this, and it's a little confession. I thought because I kind of knew about it that I'd sort of been doing the work on myself, but I hadn't. I actually hadn't been doing the work on myself. And so, same thing, I got very, very sick, very, very sick. And because I thought, I had been doing the work, so I wasn't going along and getting any real therapy or anything. Then I got very, 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 very sick over time. And it was that in my life that's led me back to working on myself and learning more through working on myself about what actually happens to us. But that's not what's been offered to you here. That's just, I guess I'm just trying to say, we can quite often go into our, 50s, 60s and beyond carrying all this stuff and think because we've learnt about therapies or we've even practiced therapies on other people and stuff like that, that somehow we've automatically, taken it in by osmosis, got better, whatever. But the truth is actually, I think that we haven't. And we're still carrying that pain body with us. So, we sort of can't get away from doing the expressive work. And I certainly know that when I started painting, that unlocked a hell of a lot of my stuff that was going on and led me down a great path of self-discovery and also of of helping me to deal with my stuff, my old stuff. So I just from my own personal experience, I would really recommend that, because it's a kind of a nice, safe way to work by yourself. But I would recommend, because it sounds like you've got a lot going on. You've got a hell of a lot you're trying to deal with, and it says you're going into overwhelm because so much pain all over the place. It probably would be good to get on board with someone. Do you know what I mean? Get a therapist. Start working regularly. The other thing I've noticed over the years, and it's made me change the way I work with people, because I've also done this. I have to put my hand up. As things get really bad, and you go along, you might have like one session or two sessions with somebody, and you think, sure, I'm fine now, I'm all right. I'm back on the ball. I can manage this. And you really do yourself a disservice, because you actually need to keep at it. You actually need to go through and go deeper and go deeper and go deeper. And we sort of kind of waste our own time. We waste our money. And I know that there are therapists who get very frustrated with this as well. And in fact, it's made me change the way I work with people. I used to allow people to come and just do one session with me. Now I literally, or on purpose, kind of try and price myself out of that market. I make it so expensive to come and do one session with me, because I want to find out how we can work together, what needs to be done, and get a sense of how long that will take. And then I offer like a package, and the package is always like heaps cheaper per session than if you just came and did one every kind of now and again, because I just know it's not going to really help you doing one every now and again. You're going to revert back if you don't get on top of that really old stuff and reprogram it and process it, and reprogramming it with something more positive and more powerful for yourself. You're going to feel better for a while, because it's like unlocking the top on a bottle of fizzy, and you feel better, after you're doing your one or two sessions. But you're going to go back, and the fundamental work hasn't really changed, it hasn't been sorted out. You've just taken the lid off for a while, and you end up sort of backsliding into those old patterns, those old habits so easily. It's so easy to go back there and to add to them, with more stuff, because that's what happens. That's life for you. But it's not all bad news. Like it's good news, because these days we're evolving. I think about my poor parents and grandparents. Who did they have? The priest. God help them, would just say, go off and say 5. I was going to say, how's your father's? 5, Hail Marys and all that sort of jazz. What the hell good did that help most people with when they were really struggling with their inner demons or whatever the hell was going on for them, And I really feel for people of that generation. We are so fortunate to be living now when we can actually get help, and there are people out there with expertise, and we know that we do store things in our subconscious. I mean, that's the amazing thing about our bodies. It's what it does. That's what we do. It's like we're a slate. Everything's written on it. But we can't rewrite what happened, but we can change the emotional content around it and turn it from something that was kind of damaging about the way we experienced ourselves in the world and how we experience the world to something really empowering. And that's really exciting. That's fabulous news, So that's my good news for today. And I really do hope, whoever wrote in, that you do go looking for some help. Listen, the truth is, I'm at an age, I don't need to make a lot of money. And as I say, that's why I just try and put people off from just doing one session, because I just don't think it's the right way for people to work. But I do offer a free session where you can come along for half an hour, and we look at what the hell is going on with you and what it might take to really get you moving, in the right direction. So I'll put you go to bit.ly/ oh shit, no you don't. Whoops, no you don't do that at all. Forget that. You just go to my website, www.katiekalin.com, katiekalin.com, Katie Kalin.com, and you'll see there that anybody can have a free half-hour session with me online where we work out what the heck needs to happen. There is absolutely 100% no compulsion on anybody to work with me from doing one of these sessions. In fact, a lady I had yesterday, I sent her back to her own therapist, but armed with a hell of a lot more information that would help her take her in the right direction, because, she just needed some extra information. And I'm delighted to do that. At the end of the day, I'm here to help. That's what I'm here for. So if I can help you, or if I can help anybody else, please tell them, put in a question for Wisdom Hour. I'm sure this lady, as we know, she's not the only one out there suffering from multiple pains, multiple things going on in her body that she probably hasn't got any idea where they're coming from. So you can go onto my website and find the videos there that I've done. They're all on my blog page at the moment. I'll probably separate them out because I'm terrible at this sort of stuff, I swear to God. But I need someone to organise me. That's what I really would like. But it's all there. It's on my website under my blog page. If you're happy to have a look around, and you'll see the questions. When I was doing a whole hour at a time, I was doing 4 or 5 questions at a time, and they are listed underneath. They have a little blue time stamp next to them, and you can just hit that. Takes you to the place in the video where I answer that particular question for you. Okay? Remember, this is not me, as in this is me, Kate Kalin, but when I'm muscle testing for you, what I do, whether you believe it or not, I don't really care if you don't, I enter your energy field. I do it through muscle testing. I'm here using my hand. All the time I'm muscle testing, all the time. And from that, I go down menus that I have, that I've learnt. They're in my head, okay? We write them down, started writing them down one day, and Mike said, Jesus, we've got to 1,500 and we're still going. I said, can we stop now? And I said, yes, you can stop now, because I keep on adding to my menus. So, for example, when I realised that I had got a bit of mercury poisoning from a bit of with a dentist, I've added that to my menu now. Do you see what I mean? Like you can get more and more things I can keep adding, and I just run down through them when I'm muscle testing for people. So if you come to see me in Cork, I've got a nice therapy room. I make you nice and comfy. You have a nice warm bed. I put a little blankie over you, and I muscle test you directly, of course. And we find out what needs to happen, and we help you on your track to health. Not just to health, actually. I have very healthy people coming to me because they're kind of blocked about their motivation, or they're blocked about their work, their business, all sorts of reasons people come to me for, which is really exciting, because I think if I was dealing with really unwell people all the time, it can get really hard work. And that's not because, they're lovely people, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to watch people suffering. And so it's good to have a balance of people who also, are doing quite well, but just want to do better. I love that. I think that's about all. Bit of a rave, bit of a rant. Good to see people here. Please share, please like. You can go into my YouTube channel and do whatever you like. Leave a comment. I don't know. Just do something. Nice to see ya. Is that it? I think it is. I'm doing these Tuesday to Friday, 1 o'clock-ish. When I finish with my client, I get out here. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to go now. Have some lunch. Take care, guys. Hi, Emilio. Look after yourself. Lovely to see you, Gary, and nice to see you too, Louise. And take care of yourselves. Bye.